Hi, I'm Jessica Citizen from GamePron News, and I'm here with Matt and Simon from the Voxel Agents, who are iPhone developers based in Australia. So you guys started 2 years and 2 weeks ago?
Not quite.
Not
quite. We started about 19 months ago, so that was the start of 2009. But the sort of the nebulous beginning, before we actually officially started, was about 2 years and 2 weeks ago when we first won. Well, that was the second time we won the 48-hour game making competition in Brisbane. So that was exactly 2 weeks and 2 fortnights ago, because we just again came back to compete in it 2 weeks ago. So that's how we know exactly how far away that was. So we went back and we had fun, like making a game basically in the crazy mental period that is the 48-hour game competition. It's like insane extreme game development, kind of like when you've got
there's about 80 men sleeping in one room trying to make a game. It's not very nice, no. But it's great fun. Yeah.
You make it sound enticing.
Yeah.
Not really. Anyway, yeah.
So does anything good, like actually usable good, come out of the 48 hours, or is it basically just used as an exercise in look what I've done?
I think we've seen some great games come out of it. Mostly for us though, I guess it's been an inspirational sort of thing. So the game we made was fun enough that everyone sort of said, this is amazing, you guys should, go and do this properly and take this game somewhere. We haven't yet taken Melonauts anywhere, but maybe still in the future we might.
Yeah, it is actually a really good game. The game we did make pretty much every year we've made something pretty cool. It's just we're not making it with the intention to sell it. So, for example, both of the two last games that we've made require you to have Xbox 360 controllers plugged into your PC, and there's this whole convoluted process that you've got to go through to do that. So we would love to just push them out there, but we know that no one's going to really be able to play them. So we're making them for the intention of making something cool for the competition. We're not making something to release.
You basically end up designing a game for the judges and for the people at the competition. So basically you just want to try and cram around as many people in front of one screen having fun.
Yeah.
And that's what games are all about, and I think that's
what
we try to do.
They pulled a weird one on us this year, because in this year's competition, it was actually judged by everyone. So you got a little sticker, and you wandered around, and you got to put your sticker on your favourite game. And so it was actually judged by the crowd, and because of that, we should have tweaked things a little bit. Instead of expecting just one or three judges sitting there playing it and then leaving, instead it had to be more of a round robin kind of, like people come and go, and there's no start and end kind of thing. Anyway, I'm more getting into designy stuff that's completely unnecessary. Anyway.
So you talk about so the 48 hours, you're not necessarily designing something cool for release, but you guys have designed something cool for release. You've designed a couple of things that are pretty cool for release, and can you tell us a bit about Train Conductor?
Yeah, sure. I guess Train Conductor kind of came out, I guess, December last year. And we just released Train Conductor 2 a few months ago now. It's doing pretty well for us. It was a fun, interesting game to make at the time. It was probably came up with the idea for it July 2009 or June maybe. And at that time there were no train games on the iPhone store. And then come December, I think about a month before we released, there was all of a sudden about 6 train games on the iPhone. So, but at least we knew we were going in the right direction. And all the other train games were terrible. So
exactly.
We knew we were on the right track. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Very good.
Anyway, it's a cool game, and we wanted to do so much more with the second one, so we immediately, after getting all this great feedback, we did actually update it and put in new levels into the first game, but we thought we can do so much more with this, and we wanted to break away from a lot of the design decisions that we'd made with the first game. So we basically made all this new content and then realized that we needed to create a sequel, and so then Train Conductor 2 was born, and it came out not that long ago. It's set in the USA, so the first game is set in Australia, and basically you're connecting little trains that have numbers on top of them, and you have to get the train to its correct track. So if it's number 2 train, you have to put it down to the number 2 track, and you just drag it with your finger. And that, of course, the thing is that you don't want to crash your trains. So you're trying to get them around each other, and you can stop them and make them go. And then we start messing things and putting in pillars in your way and making New York really hard. And then we have monorail trains in Miami, and then we also muck around with this crazy idea of ghost trains. So we have the nighttime mode where there's demon trains and ghost trains coming, and they don't collide. It sounds ridiculous. It's great. It's
good fun, and that's the important thing.
I wonder how many people have actually missed their train station because they've been too busily trying to...
Hopefully lots. Yeah.
So, what are you guys working on now then?
Well,
Train Conductor 3, please?
No.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We have lots of ideas for it, but we are not working on it. We need a break at some point from Train Conductor. We have lots of other ideas that we want to make, and we want to come back to it once we've had a chance to go away and do other stuff and be fresh. Like if we just go on to Train Conductor 3, I think we won't be at our train fanatic peak. Like we are a bit drained of trains right now, so we want to move on to something else. Right now we're like finishing up some updates. So we got some really cool new levels coming to Train Conductor 2, and then we're also taking it to Android as well, and we're going to be mucking around with various other like promotion-y kind of things coming up towards Christmas. So yeah, we're experimenting with it, and we're just like finishing off the last little bits that we want to do with it, and then we're going to be moving on to a new product coming out around like mid or early, like somewhere around March, or I say a date, but it'll be wrong. But you know, somewhere early next year is essentially the new game, and that new game is not decided.
Yeah, so it's actually surprisingly difficult with the whole the way the iPhone market works, and you're expected to update the apps and add all this stuff over time to try and balance supporting what you've got out with making new games. Especially being such a small team, like we've found it really difficult to do that.
So how many of you are there these days? It's not just the two of you.
Well, there's 3 of us started the company, and we hired a full-time artist 4 months ago now, maybe a little while ago. On top of that, we've had like a couple of interns who come in every now and then and help us out. We've got a couple of great artists from Quantum, and Simon's brother's an amazing musician who does all our awesome tracks for us.
All right, is there anything else that you want to add? Is there anything that people should be keeping their eyes peeled for?
Well, we actually experimented with live blogging the 48-hour game comp. So for the first time, we kind of opened up our development process, and we were like typing stuff as we were thinking, basically.
And putting up stuff on the web as we were making it, like just half-finished games and stuff. So we actually ended up making 2 games in the 48-hour competition, and then about 24 hours through, trying to pick which one we wanted, and then like, okay, we can't decide, spend some more time trying to decide. And in the end, we threw one away, but
yeah,
you end up with kind of up there in finished forms.
The danger is that you end up with the battle because both people are invested in what they're making, and like both ideas are equally great, but which one can you finish in the remaining time? And it's like this, like no one wants to let their idea go, so you kind of like, okay, all right, so we've got like only 30 hours to go and we need to finish this game.
Or less.
We need to decide. So okay, 2 more hours. You got 2 more hours to like finish up the prototype, and then we decide. And then you get to the end of the 2 more hours and you're like, just 2 more hours. And then it ended up being we only had like
I think 20 hours at the end to actually polish one title. So. And then that was including going to sleep and waking up and having breakfast and everything else that you have
breakfast,
to do.
isn't that jelly beans?
No, we're pretty good. We probably went through about 4 kilos of bananas. They were $1.20 a kilo, which is amazing. So
Queensland
stacking up.
Yeah.
Good work, boys.
Well, I hear you can overdose on potassium. So
very true, very true. Please don't die.
Yeah.
We want Train Conductor 3 and we want the soundtrack. So please, bananas in moderation. Thank you. All right, thank you guys so much for your time.
Cool. No, thank you.
Thank you. Cheers. Bye.